So, a building that once housed one of Atlanta's most significant pieces of history is being demolished this week.
So where is that artifact now? CBS 46 anchor Karen Greer shows us this little-known landmark and how it helped define the city of Atlanta.
When you think of Atlanta's must-see attractions, there's the Georgia Aquarium, the Coca-Cola Museum, and don't forget the MLK Historical National Park. But it's pretty unlikely this 800-pound slab of stone ever makes the list.
This is one of the earliest artifacts still around from Atlanta's founding.
The Zero Milepost, one of just a few original railway markers installed in the 1850s to mark the end of the Western and Atlantic Railroad and the beginning of a new city that would eventually be called Atlanta. The railroad was commissioned by the Georgia legislature to bring rail lines into the state from Chattanooga.
And so that's how the trains knew where they were, how fast they were going, how they kept up with their schedules. It was through these mile markers.
And after more than 20 years out of public view, it's found a new home at the Atlanta History Center. Sheffield Hale is the center's president and CEO.
These really are the tangible links to that past. They tell that story better than anything else, and we're going to be able to tell it in this gallery.
There was much debate over where the historic landmark should call home. Preservationists wanted it to stay in its original downtown location. But as the city grew around it, it eventually disappeared from public view. Housed underneath the Central Avenue Bridge and inside this building, once a train depot for a tourist rail line.
This locomotive here is the General 2.
Lloyd Neal of the Southeastern Railway Museum says the railroads were and still are critical to Atlanta's existence.
The railroads are the reason Atlanta's here, and the engineer was told to survey the route from an area somewhere in this general area on the south bank of Chattahoochee River to what would become Chattanooga.
Neal co-authored When Atlanta Took the Train, a book on Atlanta's railroad history.
You would look at early maps, and it's generally a circle that's shown, and the center of that circle was a 0 mile marker. It was that tangible point that was so important, is that's where Atlanta really began. And so when we move those kind of things, you know, sometimes you kind of lose the impact of it when it's moved somewhere else.
Standing 7.5 feet tall, the post now displayed with the restored Texas locomotive. One of only 2 remaining Western and Atlantic locomotives that arrived and departed from this very post.
We hope that'll be a beacon for them to come in and learn more about Atlanta.
A replica of the post will be placed at its original downtown site. The exhibit opens Saturday at the Atlanta History Center, and we have more details on our free CBS 46 app. I'm Karen Greer, CBS 46 News.